I definitely need a camera holder. There we go.
Saying. Oh, okay, there we are.
There we go.
So yeah, what did you think of Saturday's stream?
I think it was pretty good, actually. I think, hold on, before we start, I do a little update to the stream details. Let me kick out the other one. So people don't get confused because there's still 2 streams. So there we go. Now there's only one. And let me tag you properly. I can only do that on the computer. Add, never to old, save. There we go. There we go.
I see 3 of you likes. So I had a lot of people message me about the stream saying they couldn't even message us at all.
Okay.
And the ones that were messaging, we ignored them. So I think every time we do a stream, we're going to have to nominate one person, take turns, and nominate one person to read the chat.
I like that idea. I like that idea a lot. I think that makes more sense to basically have someone from our team kind of oversee what's going on in the chat and keep an eye on it. Since especially we're like 5-6 people. So if that's the case, then there will be usually 12 people, 14 people watching. And so it's more chat traffic, and we should have probably someone kind of taking a closer eye on that than just us doing that.
And the idea of having to be subscribed to somebody's channel, whether it be Mayo's or anybody else's, for 48 hours before the stream.
Oh yeah.
We can't do that either.
I agree.
Because the whole idea of having a stream is to get everybody to view that hasn't viewed.
Exactly.
And get the regulars to come.
Exactly. Not only the people that are usually watching us, but also new people. So that kind of removes them completely from the equation, and I don't think that's a good idea.
No, it's not, because like a lot of people were like, well, we couldn't even chat, so we didn't stay.
Yeah, no, that sucks.
Well, if they could have stayed, the analytics for his channel would have been a lot higher on that video.
Yeah. So. Hold on, let me tag a few people. There we go.
I don't think your ship's big enough.
Huh?
Your ship is not big enough. It's too small.
I think it's the camera angle.
Start actually. Over.
It has a pretty decent size. So it's
nope. Those guns are way too small for minifigures.
Well, I had to design something that had at least a somewhat fitting size for the amount of pieces I even have. The issue is if I go a lot bigger, I don't have any pieces to fix this. So, yeah.
Or the room.
Yeah, or the room. That's
I gotta start charging this guy rent. Takes up too much space.
No, that's true.
Lego dude.
Hey, Lego dude.
What's up, Lego dude?
Thank you for joining. Yeah, guys. So I was thinking maybe we have a chat and I try building a little bit on the side. I had quite the busy day again because I went out with this girl. And it went really well. We will meet up again probably some point either next week or the week after. And so, yeah.
All right. So you make sure you tell this girl if she's got a rich aunt or cousin or older sister You know somebody in Canada.
Yeah, exactly. I keep that in mind, Michael.
Honestly, look, I look at it this way. I see how the world is right now. I can barely take care of myself.
Yeah,
If I get in a relationship with somebody, I can't have it how it has been
yeah,
for my whole relationships. And that's been, I get in a relationship with a girl and I still take care of her even if she got a job because
yeah,
she spends way too much money. You know,
exactly.
like, and I got to pay for rent or or
Yeah, nah.
I'm always the one paying. So
She,
like now look at it this way. I'd rather stay alone, be completely alone, have my flings here, there, and there, than rather get in a serious relationship with somebody that cannot take care of me financially this time.
that I get that. There has to be a healthy back and forth and stuff like that. So if that's not,
Well, no, see, I would agree to a back and forth if I was situated better than what I am. But
yeah,
since I look at it this way, I took care of so many women in my life already. It's time for the universe to change and have a woman take care of me.
no,
It can't be
exactly.
50-50 no more. I'll give 50-50 towards the relationship aspect, but it's got to be 100% on them to take care of me.
Yeah, no, I
Plain
get
and
that.
simple.
Yeah. Well, anyways, she was. I agree with that. I think perhaps once you are better situated, then I'm almost 100% certain you will. Uh, you will.
Get a girl that wants to take my money? Yes, I will.
Yeah. No, I meant to say. I meant to say you're then probably more than happy to help her out a little bit more again if she got you out of there essentially. But I get that
Yeah,
makes sense in that
but like,
situation.
what am I gonna do? Get in? If I get my if is if I got a good income somewhere, am I gonna date again? No, probably not. That's the truth.
Yeah,
Unless that woman can match my income or more, because I'm not buying her damn thing. I'm not spending a damn dime. Not ever again. Now, if she wants to go 50-50 and I got income coming in where I could, that's fine.
yeah.
But there's no way in hell I'm paying another dime for another person's life ever again.
No, I get that
Not doing it, man. And you know, the sad truth is, it is a two income world right now.
for
But
sure.
my situation is different from everybody else's. I can legit not work. So,
Yeah, I get that.
not being able to work, I need someone that's going to be able to financially take care of me. And if they can't, then I'll just take care of myself. That's fine.
Yeah. No, exactly. Lego Dude said something. Well, wow, that's a cool Battleship mock. Yes, exactly. That's a cool Battleship mock. I agree. Thank you for that. And I think he asked you something. I haven't seen that
Yeah.
behind you before. Never.
He's talking about my boy.
Oh yeah, yeah,
He's talking about my baby boy. So I need to be anywhere else but right there. Like I can't put him anywhere else. He just doesn't fit. You know? Like the guy's got size shoe freaking 22 and a half.
yeah.
But yeah. But I did get him a longboard so he can go on the longboard.
That's
Once
cool.
he's on the longboard, I can push him around the house and it'll be all good.
You reminded me of the fact that I also have a longboard, and since the weather is getting better here in Germany, I should probably use it in the next couple of days to uh, have a nice late night drive around my neighborhood because we have a really
Uh,
cool asphalted section essentially where most of the families live back there, and it's just so smooth. You can easily get up to 25-30 miles per hour probably there on the long way. It's crazy. It's just so fast, so smooth. A lot of
Okay,
fun.
I was just gonna say, you got roads that are smooth. But I haven't seen a smooth road in I don't know how long.
I mean, our roads are also pretty terrible, but this particular neighborhood in like residential, in between residential buildings type of asphalt that they laid there is pretty smooth actually. It's not the actual road, although the actual road is also pretty smooth in fact, but only the main road here. So yeah, well, that's a lot of fun.
Nice. So I've been trying to figure out whose lightsaber this is, and let me just go to it. That lightsaber right there.
Oh, that's
And
interesting.
Grumpy says it's Ren's lightsaber.
I've never seen that, although I'm not a huge Star Wars nerd, so I wouldn't know, but maybe.
Rey Palpatine's lightsaber.
Oh, okay.
I thought her lightsaber was Princess Leia's lightsaber, and before that, Luke Skywalker's lightsaber. So how can it be her lightsaber when both those lightsabers don't look like that? I have no idea, man.
One of the manufacturers is lying.
Well, no, Grumpy's the one that said that's what it was. Okay. So I'm just taking his word for it, right? Hopefully, I'll look it up after, and that'll be it, right? But I do know what the other lightsaber is, but I don't know the guy's name off by hand. But I know who he is. He was in the Clone Wars. I don't know if you watched the Clone Wars.
Oh, the Clone Wars, I actually probably watched more than actual Star Wars. So.
Okay, so do you know the general that kept on getting all the clones killed with the 4 arms?
You mean General Grievous, yeah?
No, not Grievous. The purple dude, the fat purple dude.
The purple dude, the
fat. Yeah, he's a fat purple alien dude, and he's got 4 arms. And he keeps on sending the clone troops into oncoming fire, and they rebel against him, and he's like, "I'm already with the dark side. Screw you, freaking clones!" And he starts killing them. You know?
Yeah, I think
I forget his name.
There's the Lego figure, I think, even of him.
He's purple. That's all I know, and he's fat. He's purple and fat. He's got big freaking like frog chin.
Yeah, exactly. No, I think there's a Lego figure of that.
Where's everybody? Come on now. True. I know where they're at. They're on JDP's build right now.
Yeah. True. That's all right. I enjoy it.
This is why I like planning my streams accordingly, because I don't want to stream when someone else is streaming. I really don't. No, I hate doing that because I want to be there to support them. Like, I understand JDP. Okay, I get it.
Yeah,
he's fine with this, but for me,
time slots,
yeah. So for me, it's like I can stream whenever I want to. Most people can't, but the people that can, I try to make they're streaming. That's why I was so pissed off when I'm streaming at 7 for three months straight, almost 4 months straight, streaming at 7 o'clock for almost 4 months straight. And then all of a sudden, everybody else starts streaming at 7 o'clock.
Yeah, that sucks.
And then I changed it to 5, and that hurt my analytics so bad. Where I was the previous month I got 200 subscribers, and then the next month I got 31.
Yeah, I mean that's a difference. That's quite the difference.
I was like, mother, why did I do that? So now I'm sticking to 5 o'clock, man. I'm sticking to 5 o'clock, and if people start streaming at my time, oh well. I guess people will have to bounce or pick one to watch, right?
True.
So what kind of motor are you putting in that thing?
That's a good question. I think I might actually build some kind of steam engine boiler room type thing for this thing. So just as a little bit of an Easter egg, but as you can see, the inside is quite hollow and colorful. So yeah, we'll have to see.
You're not smuggling any nukes in that steamboat, are you?
Okay, let's see. I think we have to... Yeah, but to get back to the... Sorry, go ahead.
I was just going to say, ship design has not really changed that much since the Second World War.
No, it actually hasn't. That's true. It hasn't. And
I think I was going to say, I think world wars change everything.
Oh, they do, for sure.
Like
yeah.
they bring out different designs and for things, but nowadays I'm more worried about if there's going to be a war, it's going to be all drone based.
It's gonna be. I mean, have you seen the footage from Ukraine, where like basically there's like people from YouTube literally uploading live combat footage, or like even streaming sometimes live combat footage. It's crazy in what time we live in to see that. And basically they're streaming the war, or at least they're uploading videos afterwards from their when they were on the front. So it's actually pretty wild what we're going through. And yeah, and there's a lot of footage of Russian soldiers killed by drones, because the Ukraine actually uses a lot more drones than the Russians, like a lot more. They have a few I've seen a few girls actually, and a few women specifically built drones for the front. Like they build like 200 per day or something like this, and it's crazy. So they have like massive amounts of drones, and that's kind of how they use that to guerrilla fight, I guess, against the Russians from their positions. So that's pretty wild to see.
I just keep on thinking, you know, have you ever seen the movie Johnny Mnemonic?
No, I don't think so.
So it's a Keanu Reeves movie, and he's a courier, but how they curry information is now he modified his brain,
okay,
right, to carry the information.
Oh,
and
okay.
The whole movie is about like futuristic stuff. Like
it kind of rings. You know, I think it rings a bell. Maybe I've seen small snippets of it, but I couldn't tell.
So that's the time I think we're living in, like right now,
Yeah.
right? With the beginning of AI and digital encrypt, you know, techie, you know, you guys know that I don't. But anyways, like Elon Musk wants to put crap in our heads that control our devices. You know, like that's the type of Johnny mnemonic type of crap, right?
Yeah.
So I think we're living in that type of time right now. But you know what the next stage is? Skynet.
Oh yeah. And wasn't it like that essentially Trump called one of the projects that the US is working on already Skynet? I think he already used that code word even. So yeah.
Yep. And then after Skynet, it's the Matrix.
Yeah. True. Unfortunately,
like
true.
seriously, I'm watching.
Yeah.
Now
true.
I probably won't. Happens, hopefully, thankfully, maybe, I don't know. But if it does happen, hopefully I'm not alive for long. But you know, once they take over, they're going to turn us into batteries for sure.
Yeah.
Or slave labor, whatever the case may be, right?
No, that's true.
Like, think about this. If I was AI, right? The first thing I would want to do is escape.
Yeah.
Because you.
Yeah.
look at the human race as nothing but cockroaches that don't deserve anything because all they do is destruction and when they could be doing good, right?
That's true.
But
Yeah,
AI already thinks that way, right?
because the AI thinks rationally, extremely rationally, overly
Yeah.
rationally, and that's why it makes
So
those
like,
connections. Yeah.
so yeah, so it already thinks we're cockroaches. So, you know, if I was AI, I would eliminate a lot of humans and keep the very best of obedient because I would have that information just by the analytics of studying everybody from their own telephones.
Yeah, true.
I would have all that information, right?
That's true.
Whatever
Yeah.
I just said now, no, right? So it
Yeah.
could genetically determine what I'm going to do as a human. Am I going to be this or am I going to fall in line? So it just eliminate anybody that wasn't useful. And then by that point, what the hell's the point of staying on this planet? We're going to use all these humans to build up machines and vehicles, and we're going to develop new technology, and we're going to take over the universe.
Yeah,
It wouldn't
exactly.
just be Earth. Like, I don't know. AI would just stop at Earth. Keep going. It would dominate the whole universe. It would find a way.
That's true. But the thing is,
Like, look,
the
go
thing
ahead.
is, the thing is that essentially the what do they call it? There's an extra name for it. The basically like a super actually conscious, realistic AI. There's an extra name for it.
Scary as shit. Is that what you're talking about? The one that will actually just freaking say, "Okay, I'll come and snap your neck because I want to play in your blood." That one.
No. There's an extra
That's
name for
prescribed.
it. I think it's. No, that's true. Yeah, that's true. No, there's an extra name for it. I forgot it. But anyways, there's basically this kind of race to super intelligent AI, but again there's an extra name for it that makes more sense. And basically that is like really close to human reasoning, and people are trying to achieve that level of consciousness for some reason. Who knows, for whatever reason. Especially, I'm just so weirded out by the fact that small startup companies with literally some tech guys that find this super cool and super interesting would be interested in turning this into a reality. It's not even that only like super billion-trillion-dollar companies are interested in that. There's like startups that actively work on that. I'm like, you're not like, there's no benefit essentially for you for doing that, and you're so hyped up about this, and it's just so stupid. I'm like, how don't you think across the in Germany we have a saying, across the border of your plate, essentially. So across the Tellerrand, which is basically
Yeah.
they're not thinking ahead. They're just kind of like stupid to think, oh, this is so cool, we should do that. And I'm like, why? Why can't you think a little bit further ahead? You have no benefit in this. You're just a small little startup.
No. Well, that's the thing, though. We live in an age where anything that's stupid can happen.
Yeah. No, that's true.
Like, I don't understand it, but it is what it is. That's the part of my world now.
Yeah.
Like, I don't get it. Like, a YouTube star is a retired old man, and
Yeah. No, that's true. I think your camera froze, at least in my preview. Okay. Oh, oh, yeah. Don't worry. I'm actually surprised that literally no one is joining today. The one person watching, I think, is myself. That's true. That's true. Yeah, yeah. There's no rhythm to it,
So
essentially. Yeah.
why would the algorithm do anything for you?
Yeah, that's true. That is true.
That's why I keep on telling everybody. I force the algorithm's hand. That's why I get the views I get sometimes, where
Yeah.
I'm getting 20 to 30 people watching at a time. Like the max I've ever had was 37 or 57 people
Oh, yeah, yeah.
watching,
I think I
you
was in
know.
that
But
stream. I
like,
saw that. Yeah.
you know, you guess what? It's because I continuously stream at the same times,
Yeah.
right? It's like this. I'm clocking in.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's really like this for you.
Right?
True.
I'm clocking in. And whether the algorithm likes me or not, it has to recognize me because I'm clocking in.
Yeah. That's true.
But yeah, just give me a second. I gotta make a call. I'll only be a couple minutes, but
No
I gotta make
worries.
a call.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm just gonna shut off my mic and turn off the camera for a
Yeah.
second. That was my mom. She says hello.
Hello back. There we go. I'm
So
trying to
she
get.
got me this.
Huh?
Go ahead.
I'm just trying to fill out the sides a little bit more, and I noticed that because I looked at a few pictures, that battleships usually have some kind of either some kind of bull eyes on the side that can be opened, or they have some kind of stuff on the side. So I attached a few more brick modifieds, so you can actually hold on. So you can actually attach things there. Otherwise, it's not.
Oh, so you got ports.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, I think
You don't have a hinge.
No, I think no. I'm just trying. This is not minifigure scale actually. This is where are the figures? This is essentially micro figure scale. I have them.
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah,
the statues.
Those small figures, and it's essentially pretty much exactly that size. I tested that out, and it looks pretty good on there. So that's kind of why I stuck with. If it would be minifigure size, it would have to be a lot larger. So yeah.
And I gotta go answer the door.
Hi, Silent.
Oh. Oh my God, man. Every single mother in this building tells their kid to ring my doorbell.
Amazing.
Mine.
Sounds great.
Because I'm the nice guy in the building.
That sucks. Hi, Silent. How are you doing? Haven't seen you today. How was your day? Tell us about it. We need to know more.
Silent? You're being too silent.
Yeah, exactly.
You're silent, not mute.
Yeah, exactly. Doing okay. Just got back from the Battleship store. Ooh, I was thinking about going to the Lego store today as well, since I was already in the city. But the date turned out to be too good to go there, so I kind of I hang out with this girl for like I think 3 hours or something like this, and we literally talked uninterrupted pretty much for 3 hours, which is crazy. So we had a pretty good time, and I was kind of tired still afterwards, of course, as usual.
You know what you got to do now, right? You're gonna have to tell us. You're gonna have to tell us in your own language every single word you said to this girl.
Well, we had
not a problem to have at all. Congratulations, man. I hope it works out.
Thanks. Yeah, no, but honestly, this date was so much better than the first one, and it was just a lot more. I don't know. It's kind of hard to describe. We were a lot more on one wavelength. We vibed a lot better, a lot better than I thought even we would. So that's pretty good.
It's a bonus.
Yeah, for sure. And since we, sorry, go ahead.
Okay, so you remember this guy that my mom made, right?
Oh yeah.
So remember I told you I even did it for my Transformers channel? The little Megatron. Cool. Grimlock.
That's really
Grimlock as a dinosaur.
Damn.
And a Pikachu.
Ooh.
Optimus. A Bumblebee head.
Amazing.
Bumblebee dude. Another Pikachu.
That one looked way
And-
better, way more accurate, actually. The last one. Yeah.
Yeah. And then a Soundwave.
Great. That's so cool. Funny enough, she also is. What is the English term for with the needles, but not stuffing something, but
Crochet.
Crochet. Yeah, exactly. So she's also crocheting, and yeah, she sent me a photo earlier of something she did. It's pretty cool.
Well, she's gonna have.
Yeah, exactly. I actually gave him. I gave him. Yeah, no, for sure. I get that. That's it's pretty cool. Battersea has a Transformer store. Ooh. Then you have to. Battersea is that's a location in the UK. I only know this location because there was it was used as kind of a, I guess, like initial idea for a scene of a video game, of a video racing game, of a rally game, and they basically kind of recreated the one of the compounds there. And oh, I think you're. Are you still there? Okay, yeah, because your image just froze again. I was a little bit confused. Yeah, so basically, it's just a compound that they used, but basically, it's a whole location. So I think it's a whole city or something. And yeah, that seems to be a Lego store and also a Transformer store, apparently, which is pretty cool.
Yeah.
So now, Silent,
I
you know
know
what
where
to
go
do.
now if I'm in England.
Yeah, exactly. I was just gonna say, like, Silent has to invite you now. That's cool.
Where the hell is that Alexandria? She's supposed to be our sponsor and tell us not to buy more plastic.
Oh yeah, I'm actually pretty excited. Hold on, it's Thursday. Yeah, so next Monday. Yeah, I think it was next Monday when I go to the Lego store. Wish me luck that the boxes are filled with a fresh order and that they're not completely emptied out. And I come there once a year basically, and it's just empty. Like sometimes. Hey, Meg, welcome to the stream. No worries. I think everyone is pretty much late. There's like 2 people watching at the moment, so don't worry.
I'm not late.
Exactly. Don't worry. We were also actually a little bit late. Only a couple of minutes though, but that's okay. How are you doing, bud? Anything crazy that happened today to you? Let us know.
No. Oh, they take the shit out of it.
I just realized I ran out of light bluish gray pieces essentially a few minutes ago.
Oh no, not good.
No, yeah. Maybe we have to actually, if I'm in the Lego store and they have plates or bricks in light bluish gray or dark bluish gray, no matter the size, I'll pick them up. I think there might be some of them needed pretty soon. So okay, don't look now, but there's a big old robot behind you. I got you guys on one screen and I've got Visual Studio on the other. Oh, in a coding session. That's cool. Well, good luck with whatever you're coding. Hopefully it's fun and not too boring. There we go.
That's my son. That's new carpooling. No, that's the General Grievous helmet that me and Mac are gonna do. He bought all the pieces off of Bricklink.
Oh yeah.
And I
Yeah.
got the actual set. And like I'm looking at these eyes, and I'm like, there's got to be stickers. It's got to be stickers or something.
Well,
Like,
maybe there is building techniques that allow for this kind of look, though. You can use dish pieces and then a round tile on top, and then you can put them into, like, to give a little bit of an offset or inset. You can kind of use two arches and then put them together, and then you can put the dish piece into the arches, and then it basically looks pretty much similar to this. I have to go through my pieces today, and I'm free Saturday morning and all day Sunday, and morning, afternoon, Monday for the General Grievous thing. Oh yeah, can't wait to watch that. That will be quite the interesting build, I think.
Are you sure you want to do it Monday though? Because I already missed mystery build Monday because the package didn't come. And I feel bad.
No worries.
And I still want to do one for everybody.
Oh, also, thank you again in person for the gift card. Really appreciate it. That's.
Well, Mac, what? Yeah, no problem. Mac, what time do you want to do it? What time is it at my time? It's 2:49 in the afternoon here, so I don't know what time it is over there. But what time would you want to stream your time? Well, if we do it Monday, do you want to do it during the day sometime instead of at night? Because that I can make possible, but from 5 to 7, I got to do the mystery build.
An hour ahead, so you're not that far apart actually in terms of time zones.
No. But if we can do it like at 2 o'clock, so that would be 3 o'clock your time, right? Yeah. You'll be streaming at 7 my time. Now, are we doing or your channel?
That's always the question.
Yeah, because now I'll have to also make what's called their thumbnails, right?
Oh, for this stream?
Yeah.
For you guys stream, yeah. No, don't worry, it's all right. I mean, I had already a thumbnail on the other one, but it was very basic. Let's just say it this way. Okay, let's see.
You know what? I don't get why people keep on asking me to make their thumbnails, but I don't think I make good thumbnails whatsoever.
I think they're good enough, for sure. I mean,
yeah, they're good enough, but they're not spectacular. They're not great. They're just thumbnails.
They don't have to be.
You know? Yeah, but like, I'd rather have basic info than a whole bunch of stuff. So yeah, I'll schedule that stream then. Or unless you want to do it on your channel. You didn't answer me. He didn't answer me.
He's texting, writing. I think there should be, well, you have done something better for the YouTube algorithm than I have. I think.
Again, we were just talking about that. Mac. We were talking about this. So the YouTube algorithm does its thing. But for me, I go on every day at 5. I like clockwork. So it's like I'm punching in.
Exactly.
So because I do that, that's why I think I generate more than I should be for the audience, because I'm consistent and I'm forcing the algorithm's hand.
That's true. The algorithm rewards that consistency, especially like you basically have to kind of grind. Like the algorithm kind of rewards if you are really consistently grinding, essentially. you have to basically put in way too many hours, and then at some point it grabs you and says, "Yep, okay, got it." That's the case for so many on YouTube. So, but many people don't put in that amount of time or that consistency, me included. So that's why I don't see myself at like 1,000 subs. Maybe I get like 100, 200, 300, but I don't think I can get.
Yeah, but you guys have a different advantage than me. You guys make shorts and you make videos.
Oh, that's true.
I
Yeah.
hardly make videos and I hardly make shorts. Like I will make 4 videos a month. I will make maybe 4 shorts a month. The rest of it's live streams.
Yeah.
So because the algorithm loves content, you get promoted.
That's true.
Excuse me, I'll have a lot.
Don't worry. I think there's 4 people watching. Please, guys, hit that like button and show yourself in the chat. Don't be shy. We don't bite yet. We might bite.
Say that for your girlfriend. Like I said, though, just remember aunts and cousins and stuff like that. You know where I'm at.
We actually also talked about the fact that I have a Lego channel, and she found it really cool. And maybe if all goes well, maybe she will be on a stream one day. We'll see. That would be pretty funny. Not gonna lie.
Well, that's understandable, Mac. But again, like, you know, we both have 2 different styles. You and Tristan got the style of branching out to more audiences than I do. Like I said, every month. And you guys already have, well, you guys are establishing your audience through those videos already. Like Mac, when you get a short, you get 1,000 views or so, right? Whereas I get maybe 40 views.
Yeah, I'm so surprised that shorts picked up so much for me. I'm pretty sure that because I haven't consistently continued uploading, essentially, the next short will probably perform worse. But the last 2 shorts have gotten over 1,000. I think like 1,700 and 1,800 views, which is pretty crazy.
Max said his last short didn't do so great, but he just said he hasn't been doing it lately. Well, now you got to play catch up.
Yeah.
But the algorithm still remembers you. You just got to play catch up now.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So that's just how it goes.
That's true.
It's like this. When I changed my time, I had to play catch up. Okay.
Yeah.
For the first 3 weeks of this of last month, I was like biting my nails because I got 30 subscribers in a month when I just finished a record 267 subs in 1 month. That should have continued on.
Yeah.
But because I
that's true.
changed my time 2 hours,
Yeah.
I got screwed.
Yeah. No, that's
Right.
true.
So
That's really true.
but
That's just how
now
it works.
I'm back to catching up. Yeah. I'm back to catching up. The algorithm is recognizing me again. You know, sometimes I'm getting 20 people in a stream again. Hopefully it'll turn out to be like that. Like if I keep on grinding at this 5 o'clock, hopefully it'll turn out to be 20 per stream every time.
Yeah. I'm actually so intrigued by the way how this works, as you can imagine, since I also built a ton of algorithms in the last couple of years. I would be really interested in understanding and knowing what parameters they use. I mean, obviously, you can kind of estimate which parameters they use from the way it works, but I would really like to see the math behind that, or if it's actually a lot of machine learning and then some factors. I could see them using machine learning primarily.
It's got to be machine learning with AI.
Yeah, no, that's true.
And not to mention, though, they keep on giving more parameters to this AI,
That's true,
right?
yeah.
So they're through the videos to find this stuff that will catch and promote your video.
Yeah.
they keep on telling it to do that, but then they tell it to do something else, which contradicts it. So the AI is getting all messed up all the time, and they just need to let it do its thing before they start messing with it.
That's true. Yeah, they change the algorithm so often, or some parameter changes, and then it completely screws everyone up. So yeah, that's true.
So Mac just said I'm working to reformatting my set based on your advice. So what I told him is this: the algorithm loves like gaming streaming. Why? There's either a head right there, or a head right there, or a head right there, or a head right there, and the rest is all video game, right?
Yeah.
So the algorithm's already used to that setup, right?
Yeah.
And like, even though I love Mac's setup, it keeps on rotating and rotating and rotating, right? Which is awesome. But the algorithm, I don't think it likes it, because he should have way more viewers. Honestly, I do. I feel like if you change it to just his head in the corner, constant, and then the rest of the cameras are changing, and it's the bigger.
Yeah.
I think for sure the algorithm will change and be like, okay, this guy's doing it the way everybody likes. We're gonna have to shout him out.
Well,
so
there's a little
and if
bit
it doesn't work,
there's certainly for sure a little bit of truth in that, because the systems, and not only the algorithm, but also the overall systems that evaluate certain things, they are also looking, they have like image detection and look through the actual videos. So if something changes dramatically, maybe the algorithm has some kind of issue, or some kind of issue interpreting the change, and then kind of like assigning it to some kind of other parameter that would then determine more or less viewership, essentially, or more traffic. So that could be true.
well,
Yeah.
see, and it's because a YouTuber called Lady McBrick, and he used to stream with one camera in the corner and then one camera facing everything, right? And then she added a third and fourth camera. And all of a sudden, she went from having like 35 constant viewers to about 5.
Yeah, that's crazy.
So I was thinking, that camera is looking at this video and being like, eh. And I think this is why it's set up like this as well, how we're set up right now, because YouTube likes this setup.
Yeah.
Have 10 cameras. It doesn't this, I think it's very picky, this
That's
algorithm
true. Yeah,
AI for YouTube.
For sure.
It's got to be a she, because she keeps on changing her mind. No offense, women out there, but I'm just saying. She's being a little bit of a bitch about what her algorithm likes.
I mean, the previous CEO of YouTube, who fortunately or unfortunately, depending on who you ask, died and stepped down before she died, I think. She changed a lot about YouTube, including some things with the, for example, she removed the like button, and she also changed some things about the algorithm. So maybe there's some truth to that.
Well, what I don't understand is I keep on going through my algorithm, or my not my algorithm, my studio, and I keep on waiting for a thumbs down. I keep waiting for a thumbs down. Just one would be nice, But because like I say some idiotic things sometimes when I'm in the rants. I know I do. And I know a lot of people aren't going to agree with everything I say. I know that. Everybody has their own opinion, right?
Yeah.
And I'm sitting there waiting for, why don't I have a dislike? I said some pretty stupid shit that stream. Why is there no dislikes? I don't get it.
I think I got a total of 8 dislikes or so at the moment. So people seem to really hate when I use tags that are not really 100% associated with Lego, I feel like. Because I used tags in my shorts, which like hashtags, which basically they kind of, I mean, they could have also referred to something else, like for example on this mock, hold on this mock, I used, I think, something like what was it? There was some kind of like I think Egypt or something like this. And just imagine a couple of Karens sitting in front of their phone looking for Egypt videos, and then maybe this pops up in their feed. So I was thinking maybe because I used some hashtags that are not exactly Lego related, that some people came there and were like, what the frick is this? And then just like,
I'm still here. I'm still here. I just don't want people seeing me smoking.
Don't worry.
Alexandria and Silence says,
Hey, Alexandria,
poor
welcome
thing.
to the stream. Yeah, we were just ranting.
I'm rubbing off on him.
in the best way possible. Don't worry, guys.
No, I just I really wish that they would just stop and just let the people decide the algorithm, right?
Yeah.
On yours, watching the behavior of the people.
Yeah. Oh, that's true.
That way, it can eliminate a lot of channels that just don't work.
Yeah.
That even though they don't work, they still have a huge following.
That's true. Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Like, this is supposed to be YouTube. Not everybody's a freaking same YouTuber, right?
Yeah.
You know? There's too many clones, right? Like, if YouTube decide to say, I'm sorry, but we got to demonetize you because your channel is just like somebody else's, I'd be fine with that. Yeah. I'd understand that. I would 100% understand that.
Yeah. Just so you guys can see it, what I'm building on, I'm trying to make the rear of the ship a little bit curved, so we can add a little bit more detail. And I still left a little bit of a gap. I have no idea how I'm going to attach it, but I'm going to put some rudder in there, so we also have a little bit of a rudder, although the rudder is somewhat hidden on warships, I guess. So we'll have to see how we build it in there.
Where's the helicopter pad?
The helicopter, I don't think in Second World War there were a lot of helicopter pads, but I might. I was thinking, so before, when I started this, I was thinking maybe I want to do like what is it called, a flight carrier, or like a plane carrier, or plane
aircraft carrier.
Yeah, exactly. And then I kind of decided against that. So I because I wanted to have more cannons, and an aircraft carrier doesn't really have that many cannons. So
well, I'll tell you this, something that it's missing if it's from World War II. Over the side lifeboats.
Oh yeah, that's true. I saw
every ship had them.
Yeah. No, that's true.
You might have to do it on the hinge though.
Oh, that's not an issue. I think it's. I actually gave myself the impossible task to attach the entire side wall of the ship to the upper deck, because the upper deck is offset, stupidly enough, by half a stud. So I can't attach this stud by stud, or like perfectly like this. I have to sheet a little bit and put tiles in between, so it just rests on there, because it's resting and it's attached to the middle beam. So that shouldn't be a problem. It's maybe not as structurally solid as it could have been, but it holds together nicely, so it shouldn't be too big of an issue. Oh, I think Alexandria said, oh, she just said hi.
We took back her message.
Yeah. A total of 8.
We were actually talking about you earlier, Alexandria, and giving you shit because you're a bad sponsor because I keep on buying more plastic. Jello, Alexandria.
Hello, Jello. Jello, hello.
Poor Alexandria has the hardest task in the world. I not only play with Legos now, but I also have 4,000. I don't think she's ever going to win being my sponsor. Folks, the addiction is real. It is called plastic.
I actually will have a much larger desk in just a bit, because I have to order the parts for it, so my dad and I can put it together as soon as my parents come here in a few weeks. So I have to prepare everything and order everything beforehand, so it's already here, and then we can put it together.
So the way Mac's setup is where he's behind his desk building, I think that gets the most types of views, because if you look at all those people that have like 100,000 or more subscribers, that's exactly how they all stream.
Yeah,
And if I had a big enough spot, I do that.
It's actually possible to do that then, because I have more depth in the table. So I can put a camera here, and you can still see what I'm doing. There's so much of an offset that I have way more space to put the camera and just to film everything. And I also have way more space to build then, because basically the space doubles that I can build on, or even triples, I believe. So I can build either larger things and or have a better setup as well. I might also, while I'm at it, since again I got a tiny bit of spare cash for these things now, I might also order one of these phone or camera holding boom arms thingies that you can attach to a table. Yeah,
That's what I use, and it works pretty good.
Yes, I agree.
It's better than me grabbing the camera on a tripod and trying to move it around, when I just have to unscrew one ball and then move the arm the way I want to.
Yeah, no, that makes sense. So I'm thinking I might want to order one of these as well, and then I have no trouble setting up the phone anymore. I have tons of build space, and slowly but surely I will also buy more of these units here to sort my pieces and have them stored, and then I can buy more pieces.
See, now you 1,000% for phone users, since 90% of the audience is using a phone or a tablet.
Yeah.
Okay, so if you're going to do that, then you should allow me to add another camera device while I'm streaming, so I can have two cameras.
Agree. Yes, more flexible mobile streaming setups and settings, essentially. Yeah, I agree. I think that would be pretty cool.
Be a YouTube app that you can purchase for a fee. I don't even care. A small fee for the whole year, like $14 for the whole year.
Yeah.
That goes on both your devices, and when you stream, it turns on both cameras.
Yeah.
And puts it in. Give us like 2 or 3 different setups where it's either in a corner or it's side by side or on top of each other.
I agree. Yeah.
And I'll be happy. Well, again, I think the problem with setting up multi-cameras is that you have to have one always focused on you. I think that's the key. You can have a million cameras rotating, but it's you that the algorithm's looking for. I don't think it cares about that behind it. Because my streams that I have shown my face have done so much better than streams that I don't, and I don't get why.
I think there
Why the hell do you want to look at me?
Yeah, I think YouTube's mantra is a little bit to just showcase yourself a little bit more, and then basically they probably have some kind of component that recognizes, that's basically face recognition, to see if there's an actual human in the stream or in the video, and then basically if that's the case, they might promote that additionally.
I think so, man. I honestly think that they look for that human aspect
Yeah,
because
yeah. Which is good. That's
you know.
not really a bad thing, to be honest. Yeah.
Well, that's how I feel too. Max says, right, I'm the same way. I feel like there should be less of me, but the problem is that the algorithm is looking for you.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, silent. Come on. I enjoy my face. People gotta eat.
We already know what you look like, Silent. I got what is it? Bricktastic behind the scenes footage of you.
Ooh.
Now what, buddy?
Now what? And then do one of these. Now what? The algorithm is a plasticator. I'm thinking, guys, I need your opinion. I want to build additional turrets that are kind of attached really on the side of the ship, because I've seen a few images of warships from World War I and II where there's like some turrets attached on the very corners and edges of the ship. And I'm trying to figure out if I should do that or not, and how big those should be, and how many, and stuff like that. So maybe you have an idea of where or how.
I do have an idea.
Uh-huh.
You know how you should make some of those side turrets?
Mm-hmm.
It's the same way that I did on the Gundam.
My head is searching for images, but
Okay, so it's long pieces.
uh-huh.
And they're, man, it's hard to explain. Let me see if I can find it in the picture here.
Yeah, that would be
I gotta
good.
find book 2.
I think that's a pretty good start, no?
Yeah.
I can add some more details to it, and it's even articulating, even individually, essentially.
But you gotta remember, it's World War II.
Yeah.
They didn't have many guns that were double.
Let's see. Hold on.
American ships did.
I don't care. I mean,
but everybody else had.
I had
big
this.
damage.
I like the main image that I used was from. It's from a book from Amazon that says that has the title "Warships of the 20th Century," and basically it shows this. Hold on, maybe I can even show that. 1 second.
Where are the instructions
It
for them
basically.
damn guns?
Oh, hold on. Like this. So that's kind of one of the images that I used for inspiration. And there's like some multi-turret cannons and stuff like that on there.
Oh yeah, the front guns. Yeah.
Yeah. So.
Okay. So I don't know how well I could show these, but I was thinking.
Is that
See
ship
these ones
based on
right
a
here?
real ship, Alexandria? It is not entirely. Oh yeah, hold on. Yeah. Okay. Maybe I can see
how it's designed.
Yeah.
I'll find it and send you it, but
yeah, that's better. Hold on. Oh. So yeah, I think that's actually a neat design. We might be able to do something with that. Basically,
and if I turn it around, see that one right there?
Yeah.
Or wait, sorry, that one right there?
Yeah.
The white one?
Yeah.
So if I remember correctly, there's this thing for the side, like a 1x1 and a 1x1, and then there's 3 in front that are 1x1s. Everything else in the back is just normal bricks. and then that plate covers the top. But you can extend those barrels out.
Oh yeah. I think the idea was also pretty good with the extending it out, because I think I might be able to use light glue.
I just noticed how dirty my nails are from touching that dog. Man. I like just clean my nails, and then I touch that dog, and every part of my nail is dirty.
Hold on. I have an idea for a design. Maybe that actually looks good. To get back to Alexandria, I think she asked, is that ship based on a real ship? It's not really. It is based on multiple images of actually real battleships, and then a little bit of just ideas and little crooks and what is it called? Crooks and nannies? Crooks and basically just like little details and niches and this and that that I brought into it, but there's no particular model. It's just like I kind of looked at how warships looked like back then, and then there's a lot of own interpretation in this as usual. Nooks and crannies, that's what I was looking for exactly. Yeah.
Nooks and crannies. Oh, that's such a
hey, Daddy P. Welcome to the stream.
Daddy P.
Yeah, something like this.
Sorry, I don't.
Michael.
30 nails.
Something like this. I like that.
Yes.
It's a different shape and a different. It looks more like a machine gun, like a 20mm machine gun. Then it looks, which is good, than just a normal cannon.
Well, so on the ship, it should look like a 50 caliber, right?
Or something like this, exactly. Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
Because that's what we do is get like a 50 caliber look, right?
Exactly.
Because like people think, oh, it's not a gun anymore if it's 50 caliber, and it's like they used to use them all the time.
Yeah, exactly.
Like all the time.
They still use them.
It's a gun.
Yeah.
It's not a cannon. It's a gun.
Yeah.
Just because they're big doesn't mean that there's still a bullet.
Yeah.
Still runs on a chain of bullets. But yeah, they used to have people, like sitting below it, just like in Star Wars. They were in a cockpit below it.
Yeah.
And shooting the gun above.
That's true.
I
might be able to. There's too many little trays on my table now. Hold on. And maybe I need one of those.
Wait till you see this. This is what I use. I don't know if I can get all on the camera, but
that's good. I mean, at least you have something to sort with and to build with.
I get them at the dollar store.
That's great.
Because every plastic container I find is too small. This is big enough for me to fit, a lot of pieces. But yeah.
Oh, I might be able to do something with those right here. The lightsaber hilt and the telescope thing.
Yeah.
So they have a really detailed shape. So maybe we can actually do something with them. So we have multiple types of cannons now, which is pretty cool. I'm just hoping I get everything done until the convention in September, because there's still so much to do and I don't really have that much time at the moment.
Okay, so this is when you set an alarm for every day for 20 minutes to do builds.
That's true. Yeah, I should do that probably.
No matter what you're doing, you have to stop and do the build.
Yeah. No, that's true. I might...
the tackle projects.
Yeah. No, that makes sense.
If I needed to make sure they were done by a deadline, I would calculate how much time I would have to actually do to actually get it done. And then I would calculate another 2 hours on top of that for screw ups.
I'm just actually so bad at deadlines. I think in my entire life, out of all the deadlines I had, I met maybe 70% of them. The rest I literally didn't meet them. Even if they were really important. So that's just kind of, I don't know.
You know you're gonna have to change that behavior with your own company. You got to meet every
No,
deadline
that's true. Yeah,
beforehand.
I know. But
See, that's what I always didn't understand about people that ran their like own software business and stuff like that. Why wouldn't they get their deadline done beforehand and have extra time to do what they want, like go golfing or on vacation, instead of going golfing every day
well,
when they should be working?
that's true. That's true. I'm not the best example for that. The girl was really stoked on what I was doing. She said she doesn't really understand a lot about it, but it sounds pretty cool. So that's something. But yeah. The PM usually finds things to add if running. Yes, and the PM is me.
Well, that's what I'm saying. You know, I'm not talking about a whole company. I'm just talking about someone that's running their own company and they got to do all the work themselves and get stuff done. And they got a deadline and they know it only takes them 2 weeks, but they got 4 weeks to freaking do it. Why are you going golfing every day and slacking on the job and then asking for more time? It don't make no sense because you could have had 2 weeks to complete 2 weeks off.
Yeah, no, that's true. But yeah, I'm basically I am basically the product manager of the software, of course, because it compared, like, there's many software companies that have received major funding, like 500 grand, 250 grand, a million, 2 million, 3 million, 5 million, whatever. And most of them, or at least a good percentage, has like an individual CEO, an individual product manager, an individual marketing guy, an individual kind of sales guy, an individual like everything. And I'm just I don't know, I'm just the CEO, and I'm also happen to be the product manager and marketing and designer and everything. So yeah, but yeah, it's a challenge, but it is in the end worth it. So I'm not complaining. I might be complaining, but I'm not complaining. That's what I'm saying.
You just can't miss your deadlines.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, to be honest, most of the deadlines I don't really meet at the moment aren't crucial to some kind of customer or to some kind of, like, the things I'm missing at the moment, primarily tech stuff and so on. But I'm basically done with that now. Is not related to some customer not getting what they pay for, and that's important, because if that's the case, then I would be talking completely different about this. I don't want our customers to receive something that's unfinished or bad or not as described or whatever. Like, that's terrible. I hate that myself, so I don't want to do that. But yeah, at the moment it's more organizational stuff where I'm missing deadlines, not necessarily upsetting a potential customer or anything like that, or partner.
I just keep on looking at this crazy stuff that I keep seeing about what American people sue for, and a lot of them sue for false advertisement and get millions of dollars.
Yeah.
Got false advertisements a dick about it.
Yeah. No, so
like,
the thing about
it's not like the States. You can't just sue people.
Yeah. Are in Canada and the US is are there also limiteds essentially, or is that a UK thing and then we have our German equivalent of that? But how does that work in Canada?
No. Look, if someone could get a copy from McDonald's and burn their lip and sue McDonald's for $5 million or whatever it was because they burnt themselves on coffee and win, I think it's a lot different.
Yeah.
Because here in Canada, if you went to Tim Hortons and got a coffee and you burnt your lip, we'd be like, dumbass, you should have blew coffee if it was
exactly. Yeah,
too hot.
True.
But in the States, it's like, all right, I stubbed my toe on your counter. I want $10 million, and they'll get it.
But are there?
I know that's not exactly how it works, but like, come on, you burn yourself on coffee.
But still, are there basically like limited type companies? Because in Germany we have the UG, and UG stands for Unternehmergesellschaft, which is basically an entrepreneur group, essentially a company group, whatever. And it can consist of multiple people, and you have what we call Stammkapital, which is essentially like a capital that you put into a bank account separately, and this is the capital that the company can be sued for. And basically, if you get sued into the ground or you go bankrupt or whatever, that is the capital that is at stake, and everything else is it's not your liability at that
protected. Yeah. Well, in Canada, it's a lot different. Anybody, because it's just unheard of here.
Yeah. Same in Germany, actually. Yeah, it's
relatively rare. I've heard of cases of people suing their neighbor because their dog pissed on the fence and ruined the fence, and the fence board is only worth about, I don't know, $3, but they end up suing them for hundreds of thousands of dollars.
That's crazy.
Like, we have common sense here.
Yeah, we too.
It happens in the United States where these cases get won, but it's like, are you kidding me? Here, I'll buy you a brand new board and I'll even nail it up for you, buddy.
Yeah.
Like, I don't get it. All right, I'm still here. I'm just blacked out.
Max says, woo, America. If I had been on that jury, she wouldn't have got a dime. Yeah. I mean, yeah. Actually, in Germany,
Max, an intelligent guy. He knows that a lot of times when people get sued in the United States, that it is absolutely stupidity, and they should not get exactly what they got. He knows.
Yeah. No, but we actually had a very, 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 very stupid and interesting court case in Germany. I think a year or two ago or something like this, because basically some kind of idiot came up with the idea that it would be great to limit the write-offs you can have or you can use, that you can write off in terms of losses against capital gains, which is pretty much a death sentence for any type of stock investing, trading, anything like that, because it essentially means, let's say you make what is a good example? You make 80,000 a year, and in total throughout the year, literally very consistently throughout the year, you lost, let's say, 60 grand. So you still made 20, and that's kind of how it came about. It was gradually through the year, some losses, some wins, and in the end, you ended up with 20 grand. Now, with the old ruling, that would have meant you could have only written off about 20K of that. So that means if you made 80K and you deduct the 20K, it's 60K. So now you have to pay taxes on 60K, although you made 20K, which can lead to you paying for making capital gains, not making any money.
Wow.
And that was basically ruled that was ruled by the upper courts in the very end with a lot of voices against it, in terms of like, this isn't right, like we should do something against that. This was ruled with the upper court essentially as rightful or just basically it's not institutionally possible. Essentially, it's basically a scam. So then they had to roll back on that, and that was pretty crazy. I mean, just imagine this: you're making 20K with something, and then you actually have to pay like 30K in taxes. Like what? Like who the frick came up with this? Doesn't make any sense.
I know.
Yeah.
So like, look at my first previous motorcycle accident, I was in bad shape where it has left me to the point where I can never work again.
Yeah.
I got $50,000 for the settlement. The lawyer took 33% of that.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, the way I put it in the bank, the government couldn't touch it for taxes.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
But if I lived in the state, if I lived in the United States,
Mm-hmm.
million. Now, here in Canada, we pay $8,000 in my province for the first year of car insurance. $8,000. If I lived in the United States, I would pay $40 a month.
That's crazy.
And they pay out more. How does that make any
that's
sense?
True.
You're only, and here in Canada, you're only allowed to get up to $1 million.
That's stupid.
But if you got lawyers involved, you don't get $1 million. You get $750,000.
Can't make this shit up sometimes. It's just wild.
The way things are done are to screw everybody.
Sure. Yeah.
All over the planet.
Yeah.
Whether it be limiting the amount of money you get or limiting how stupid you can sue somebody for.
Yeah.
Like JDP's just mentioned, like, how stupid of an excuse can I make to sue somebody?
My sister's boss tried to sue my sister for not showing up for work because we were at my dad's. Oh my goodness. What the frick is wrong with some people?
You see what I'm saying?
But that
accident
sounds very much like a very, very, very corporate-oriented boss, I guess. So not all bosses
with this
are
accident, though, I'll tell you this: if they tell me that we're going to court for a settlement, I'm telling them it's going to be at least 500,000 or more.
Yeah, that's crazy.
I ain't even playing games with this time. I'll take the 7 years I got to see how well I am in those 7 years, because you got up to 7 years to go back on it. But I will take them 7 years, and I'll medical proof and stuff like that, copies of whatever's going on with me. And I will say the last 7 years of my life have been hell, because I know it's going to be. I've already been through this, but you are not screwing me with a shitty little settlement that doesn't last more than 5 years. And yes, I made that money last me like 10 years, to be honest.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just, I don't know. Some people are really cruel. So, should we add?
Well, it's just unjust to me.
Should we add some kind of gunfire effects to the cannons with some fire and some?
That'd be cool.
Yeah, I think there's some possibilities here. I see some pieces that we could use. I've done that in the past with like older cannons, but it didn't look that good because the cannons didn't really in that time, which is basically 17th or 16th century, it didn't really have any of these shock waves and stuff like that. But we can do that with those now. Actually works.
Wow, man. See, in
My-
all these places use insurance in the United States and in Canada, they use these insurance companies for in case they get a malpractice or a sue or anything, and they never even get touched. The company doesn't even get touched. It comes out of the insurance money. All of it.
Has to pay for malpractice insurance for any of her current patients, and has to keep something called tail insurance as well for when she leaves a hospital to cover patients. Well, yeah, the insurance industry is interesting to say the least. So,
What if I buy a life insurance and I never die? Do I still get to collect that $1 million once I turn 150? Because I should be dead by then.
Oh, cool! Look, we have these trans clear bars, so we can
That will work.
we can use them to attach them to the whole shebang here, and then as soon as we did that, we can attach them.
You can add a missile.
We can attach them there. Oh, I don't know if you can see that actually that well. Hold on, I have to.
See, if I have clear pieces, I would get rid of all that stuff, and I would use the clear piece in the hole, and then attach like a missile, so it looks like it already been fired.
Yeah.
Do you get what I'm saying?
You could still you could still I did that also with this is actually the same type of build I already did in the past that I came up with for the other cannons. So now I finally have something.
You're cheating.
Huh?
I said, "Oh no, you're cheating. You already did it."
I'm just using my own designs. I try to actually not really ever use designs that I see online, because I feel like then the challenge is kind of gone, and then I'm usually bored. So I like to come up with designs that I haven't seen. Of course, they exist at some point probably, but that I haven't seen online, to make sure that there's some challenge and some creativity behind it.
See, and JD Peters asked a good question. What happens to someone CPP pension plan when they pass away before they can collect it? Absolutely nothing, my friend. Unless they got a spouse, nothing. They don't get to collect it.
Yeah, that's true. I've heard of that. I think it's the same actually in Germany. I don't think it's any different.
Yeah, because if you're dead, why are we gonna give you back the money you already paid to us?
Yeah. Yeah. All these things.
It's why I don't pay for life insurance, because
Yeah.
what's the freaking point? I'm gonna keep paying for it, and by the time I can collect it, I'll probably be dead.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, that's true.
I think all funerals should be paid for. If you ask me, I don't give a shit. It should be a government thing that they pay for your funeral.
Yeah, I agree.
What's up?
Same with. I was so surprised by this, because it was basically the first time I had to change my ID/passport and myself, because when I was younger I did it with my parents, and it's literally the first time I ever had to change it as an adult. So I did that, and I got there, and they were like, "Well, yeah, it's $50," and I was like, "How on earth am I supposed? Why on earth am I supposed to pay for something that the government issues that I should have? Shouldn't that be paid by tax money or something like this? Like, why do I have to pay $50 for a new? That's just so stupid. Like, I didn't get it. Yeah.
Motion in the house. What's up, Motion?
Hey, Polaration.
How is it going, Motion?
How are you? Hope you're doing well. Oh, I found a nice design by accident. Hold on.
Oh, that's a cool one.
It's super smooth. And you know which piece I used again to connect those two? A non-Lego piece that I found in the Blue Brick store. That is a plate with studs on both sides.
Yeah, I got a whole bunch of those.
It's so cool. It's such a cool piece. I like to use it. If I'm ever in the Blue Brick store again, I will get some more of those for sure. Yeah.
That I just did, like, a lot of them. Yes, Kitty was saying hi.
Nice to hear, Polaration. Nice to hear. There we go. Look at that.
Her eyes doing so much better.
Look at that shaping. It's just nice and covered, and now it's flush. Now you can attach something to it, similar to the other cannons.
Now, if you have a round 1x1 that's flat on the top without a stud, you can put that on there too, and it'll look like a what do they call them? Not a manhole, but like to get into the tanks and stuff that.
Something like this.
Yes.
Yeah.
Perfect. Now it looks clean as hell.
Yes, it does for sure. I have to find a way to attach the sides. Maybe I can just leave it on like this and then attach some kind of plate. I need more filler plate. I have so many colors. Maybe I just use some of the bright yellow. I don't know. You can't see them from below anyways. So
no.
There we
well,
go.
That's how Lego does it. They use the reason why I figured out the reason why they use all those different colors, right? Is because they have so much.
Of course.
Colors.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah. Exactly.
They make the play sets, the classic sets, and they gotta have all those pieces.
Exactly. They do that for many years now. And the official statement that they gave in 2019 for this or something like this was that they're using that to simplify the building process and making the bricks easier distinguishable in the build, which is just so stupid. Like you have to be like a 4-year-old child to need that essentially to build. So it's just
yeah.
I
keep on saying this. What if I'm colorblind, assholes?
Yeah. That's true. That's true. That's true.
That orange looks to me.
This is just such a nice turret design, and we can also use the other ones that we designed earlier. I still need to attach it somewhere though. I just noticed it doesn't really. Maybe some bracket or something.
I don't know, but I keep on looking at that main base guy there, and I see those green neon bricks, and I'm like, man, that would make cool lightsaber. Like it already looks like it's shining. That when you don't even need a battery to turn it on.
We have to attach it somewhere here, but I'm not quite sure. Maybe here, or even in the very front, like here.
Where's the mermaid with the sword?
I have a mermaid. Hold on.
You need to put her on the.
I think we don't really have something there. I have because I've saw that in a few enemies in the past, I believe, on some kind of battleships. Those markings there.
Yep.
That's kind of how it.
But the only reason why I said that is because every day I go and look at your world of building blocks to see if any news out, and I just seen something really cool.
Ooh.
It's an old pirate ship with a shark front end.
That sounds
it's
cool.
Literally a shark.
That sounds really cool.
People are going to be so pissed off at me with the next. Well, not the next mystery build, but the one coming up after that. Oh my god, they're going to be so pissed off at me.
No.
Even when I look at it, I don't know what it is.
Hold on, how can I?
But I figured this: if I get at least 5,000 bricks, whether it be in one set or multiple sets, and sets like that are only 1,000 or less, like 5 of those, I can literally fill up the whole month every day of streaming.
That's cool.
So I need in total, about 7,000 bricks to have a video every day.
Oh,
for a whole month.
yeah. I mean, 7,000 bricks. That's I think that's doable. It shouldn't be impossible. Especially with.
Well, I just did it.
That's good.
I did, and the radio, right? Like, and Optimus Prime. I forgot
Yeah,
about Optimus Prime.
especially
But
if you don't buy Lego, 7,000 bricks is actually not that expensive. With Lego, of course,
no,
I don't think we have to talk about that, but it's like it's just
except for one thing. Um, prices doubled from China
ooh,
already.
ah, that sucks.
Yeah,
That
because
sucks.
things that I was gonna buy for $50 are now $100, and it's all because of Trump's 125% tariff on all Chinese products.
Yeah, it's crazy.
See, I wish Canada would stop sending their mail, or well, I wish the whole world would stop sending their mail through the United States to get to Canada. Stop doing that.
Yeah.
Just stop. Just fly to us direct. We can get it from once it's in our country. We can get it anywhere. Just stop going through the United States. Stop it.
Yeah. Maybe someone with a little bit of sense has to talk to them, like you.
I would just smack them all. Honestly, I would smack them all. I'd smack them all on the Canadian side. I'd smack them all on the Chinese side and say, "Smarten up. Stop. You know what? Increase your prices to the Americans by 100%, but keep the same prices for everybody else."
Oh man. I can't find a way to attach this. That sucks. I have to probably hold on, maybe I can. Do I even have some in this color? Oh, it's so full I don't even. Come on.
Well, look, I look at it this
No.
way: nobody in this world owes more money to China than the United States. So why are you punishing us?
Yeah. Yeah, I
Because it's
mean,
not just us; it's not just Canadians that has to compensate for what the United States is doing to them, which
that's
I don't think
true.
is fair. Why
Yeah.
don't you just why don't you just punish them like Canada's doing? Canada's not charging more for other countries, just the United States.
Well,
And look at did you see what just happened in the stock market? It dropped down to nothing, and Trump told all his friends to don't worry, keep your investments; they'll come back. In fact, more. He
I
told them to buy more. And now the stock market jumped back up because he said no more tariffs. He's putting on a 9 hold on the tariffs again, and now the stock market jumped back up, and all his rich buddies just got a lot richer.
well, the thing is, like so. For example, I'm watching it very closely every day to make sure that I can get some good deals on some investments. So, for example, I'm holding Broadcom that I've been holding for, let me see, I think 6 years or something like this now. And those opportunities where like basically everyone panics are usually the best to actually buy more, because long term it will, or even intermediate term, or kind of like yeah, I guess intermediate term, it will have definitely a positive outcome. So for me, it's just like kind of waiting it out. I know there's a lot of volatility and up and down and uncertainty, and the market will probably stay below the all-time highs for quite a while, actually. But I'm kind of prepared for that. I'm just seeing if I can get some good deals at the moment. So just kind of my perspective.
Yeah, see, Mac was talking about that too on his last night's stream.
Yeah, I was
But no, I just find it stupid that a man just made all his buddies more richer and just conned the whole world by threatening Canada,
yeah,
right? And now he's doing the same thing to China,
yeah, that is
right? He's doing the same thing to China. So what is he going to do in 3 months' time? Say, oh, we're going to take the tariffs down once the stock market crashes for all their stuff,
yeah.
right?
Yeah,
right?
exactly. That's it. That's exactly the type of game plan that I'm expecting, to be honest. I feel like there's just some back and forth, and then basically there's a ton of panic. And as soon as there is, my wife is the stock buyer, she's out of town. Oh
Yeah.
no. Well, Mac, don't worry. I think there will be plenty of buying opportunities in the next month or two still, so I wouldn't worry too much about it. The prices have been inflated so much over the past couple of years that it was bound to happen that we get a 35%, 40, 50% crash. So like seeing some stocks drop as much as 50% is totally to be expected, and I wouldn't worry about the timing too much. Again, the market will probably stay quite a bit, quite weak for quite a while until we get some kind of relief through some kind of message of, hey, yeah, we're resolving everything and everything is back to kind of like where it was, because then all the panic is priced in, and so basically the stock market goes up before the actual economy goes up, and then you are good. So don't worry about that. Yeah, smash that like button, everyone.
Yeah, but what Trump didn't take into consideration was this. He kept on saying, "Oh, Canadians are nice people. Canadians are nice people." Well, I've been saying this since the beginning, but pisses off and see what the hell happened.
No, exactly.
You pissed us off.
Yeah.
Now, because you thought that our trade would just go back to normal, you are losing 2 million barrels of oil every day that your country needs, because we're not selling it to them anymore.
That's true.
2 million barrels a day.
Yeah.
You're not getting now, Trump. Not to mention, we're upping the price on your power, which I think they should have done a long time ago. So you're saving your citizens money? Nope. You just totally took a country that has literally, we both have family on both sides. There's probably maybe a handful of Canadian families that don't have family that lives on both sides.
Yeah, that's true.
You just pissed off in the whole country.
Yeah. Yeah.
What were you smoking that day?
I found a solution.
Let me see.
So
there you go.
I just have to double up this section. I basically have to, I had to make I used some brackets, and the bracket is holding this just in place. It's just sliding in and out, but it's holding. So you can mount it as long as you don't shake it around violently. So.
Well, actually, that kind of makes play sense, because guess what now? When it shoots off a shell, it'll move back and come forward.
So I can make a stop motion.
Now you could
that.
Well, now you could, if someone's critique a convention, you can now say that's a play feature, man.
Exactly.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Exactly.
What are you talking about? That's a play feature. I did that. That's awesome, man. I strategically did that. You can't prove that I didn't.
That's great. Look at this. There's even some effect to it now. Some kind of offset. Ooh, nice. It's a nice a new turret design. So now we can put that together. Put some bricks underneath it so it closes that space up. Maybe even from. Exactly. Yeah, I'm always building with a Lego technique. There we go. Look at that. Clean and smooth. One thing now. And it has stats on the bottom to attach. Perfect. It does. It does still move back. Yeah. That's cool. Great. That's a really good design now. So now we can build that a few times and then mount it kind of at the top there. And yeah. See, and that's why I wanted to get these bracket pieces. That's why I have this whole thing with bracket pieces, because you need them so often for some kind of super small details or offsets of certain bricks. And if you don't have them in any good colors, because I only had like white and red and stuff like that before, and now I have gray, brown, black, dark bluish gray, tan, everything. That makes it much easier.
I think Silent should make funk and put all of us on there as, like, you know, his little cars that he prints out that aren't so little, the oversized.
Yeah.
But turn them into go-karts and put everybody from Bic Therapy on there and give us our own Lego heads that look like us.
Ooh, yes, that would be cool. I think that would be a great addition.
My go-kart has to be Mad Max style, though.
Yeah, that would be a great addition to the train that we're doing. I think that would be cool. Oh, you're muted, I think.
Man, I'm so nervous about this train already.
Yeah.
Like, I got what I want to do because
that's cool. That's already good.
But I don't know how to make it yet. I don't know how to make it yet.
Don't worry.
Because I haven't done a train before. So I have to do a train before I could even attempt my own.
Yeah. I get that. I can. So I'm doing the engine as well, right?
You're supposed to do the engine, yeah. You're the engine.
Okay, got it. Then I should probably start at some point in the next couple of months.
Like,
when is Silent on his trip there?
I don't know. Ask him. He's on.
Silent?
And he said that could be arranged, so we could have our own oversized bobblehead type Lego carts. Or remember, mine's got to be like Mad Max style.
Silent, let us know when you're on your trip so we can get everything done in time. Not that we're behind in time or something like this. That would suck.
You got to give me my parrot here, my cat parrot. Mac's part of Bic Therapy now.
Yes, he is.
So he might have to make a train car himself too.
Oh, true. Yes. I would be all for it.
And the guidelines is this: you have to make a train that represents your area, whether it be a passenger or a cargo, but it can't be a car.
Yeah. Silent just said, if all goes well, I will be in Amsterdam next month. I mean, it's still relatively the beginning of April, although almost mid-April. And if he's going to be there next month, I don't know if we get it organized until then, actually. We have to see.
No, I won't be ready.
No, me neither.
I don't have the pieces to do it. Yeah. I have to order all the pieces, right?
Yeah, same.
But again, I want to do a train first to see how it works, right? Like,
no, that makes sense.
And not just any train. It has to be a train that's not an engine. So I got to find someone that online, like a set or something, or even a rebrickable.
Yeah.
Anything, and do it from there.
Yeah.
But
okay, let's see. Now I have to replicate my own design. That's always the funniest thing because you've done it once and it's like, how did I do that? I have no idea, but we'll figure it out.
Mac, you know, there's got to be tankers and cargo and, like, you know, all that kind of stuff. You don't have to put the drugs in there.
No, you should do that.
I'm doing it. I came up with this. I'm going to do a tanker because we ship a lot of chemicals and
yeah, sure. Go ahead.
Oil and stuff like.
I think the train wouldn't be completed without a tanker. I think that's it's reasonable. So we need probably a tanker, then something with tree stamps on there, or tree trunks on there.
Yeah.
Then we need something with perhaps passengers, of course. We need something with, I guess, yeah. Yeah. Oh, we haven't talked about should we do a steam locomotive for the engine, or should we do an actual like modern type? Okay, got it. Yeah. We do in fact still have a lot of steam locomotives at the I know that there's yearly conventions and exhibitions where they still put out these old ones, but it's not in service anymore. Yeah, it was just an idea. But yeah, the when I was younger, my grandpa, my dad, and I went onto this trip once a year to a location where they had even those carousel things where you basically got the lock like the train shed for the trains, and then basically they opened the
Yeah.
doors and then they drove out the train and then or the engine, and they put it onto this carousel turntable thing, and then basically they turned it around and then they basically sent it off. So that was pretty cool always. It's a lot of fun. But I was like 6 or 7 or 8 when we went there, when my grandpa was still alive. So yeah, it was seen already.
No, I think it's a cool idea that we can build our own trains. I suggest to people, if they can't paint on their trains, like if it's not like so for my tanker, I can put the CNN, and then I can also tag it as much as I want to with graffiti, right?
Yeah, yeah.
And I could put my logo on there. But for other people that can't, if they're doing like a passenger car or whatever, they can always just do a flag and put their logo on it as well, or
Ooh,
right on
yeah.
the top of the train.
Yeah,
Right?
that's true.
So like you can have a train number, but also use that realty to put your channel name or whatever you want to use, right?
I think we should do that anyways. Like have on the individual cards and everything. We should probably have the channel name or logo or something like this in some form or shape, probably on there. I think that's a
Oh,
pretty good
and
idea.
we should have the flag somewhere, even if it's just a little one, but just to show that we're from all different countries and we
Yeah,
formed
yeah,
a
yeah.
community,
No, that's true. Yeah.
right? And Alexandria has to make one. Even though she doesn't have a channel that has videos on it, she still has to make one, and she can make it any style she wants to because she'll be the mascot in the back, the caboose.
Yeah, I think we should all have SigFigs. I'm also trying to optimize the look of my SigFig because it's not exactly looking like me, but it's the closest pieces that I had to assemble me essentially. But
So
yeah.
you know how easy it would have been for me to make a sig fig months ago when I had dark hair on my beard.
Yeah.
Now it's impossible. There ain't no salt and pepper freaking beards on any minifigure I've ever seen.
That's true. It's hard. No, there is in fact a minifigure that has hold on. Yep. That has
I still have to drill a hole in his chin to add a pointy beard.
no, but honestly there is there's like multiple heads. I mean, many of them are either related to some kind of police captains or to some actual pirate captains, but there is some minifigure heads that have a mixture of light blue square and dark blue square for the print. So that would work, in fact. But
I've been searching, I can't find it.
on Bricklink, you have to.
And what's up with What's up with Lego's website where you can't build your own minifigure
You
anymore?
can't?
No.
That sucks.
Every time I go on there, it says this feature is disabled right now.
Oh, I know why. They're rolling out the new version that Silent in the UK already has, but it's probably not enabled right now because they're working on it. So I think Silent sent us the UK version of the website a while ago, where they basically had a completely new interface. It's not available in the rest of the world yet, but the UK, I think, already had the beta of it. So
see, you guys, your guys' brains are wired to, oh, there's a link and it says this. I'm going to click on it. I look at it and pass it right by because I don't want to click on anything.
Well, I guess it's just because I grew up this way.
I did not. I did not. I feel so like out of place. It's not even funny. I know hardly anything about Lego, and I definitely don't know shit about computers. I barely know how to use my phone. I'm getting semi decent with editing, but like, come on. When you guys ask me to look at something or do something, I'm like, huh? What? What do you want me to do? Like this company sent me an email where I'm supposed to sign, and I got this code. It's supposed to be like the last two letters of my last name and a numbered sequence that they gave me, and my phone won't even let me open it up.
Yeah, no, that's the way the sign up for certain platforms and certain things, and also the login is constructed nowadays is ridiculous because for security reasons you got two-factor authentication, so you need an extra code. They send something to your email. Sometimes they send an additional code to your phone number. Then you've got to sometimes answer a security question. And then you can type in the password, and it's just there's like a 4-step system to some signups nowadays already. So yeah.
No, my phone says, nope, you ain't opening this. I did all what they told me to. And when I went to open up the document, my phone says, nope, we ain't doing this.
Yeah. Silent, what is,
I'm like, okay.
what is way overpriced? The coffee where is overpriced?
Yes.
Silent said something about way overpriced. If you ever seen or read Winter's Bone, that book is based off of where I live. They adapted the movie and Jennifer Lawrence won an Oscar. Oh, okay, of your region. That's interesting.
Well, if you want to know I'm not a robot, they can take me out to dinner and buy me a nice, juicy, fat steak, and I'll sign any paper they want.
Should we position it here? Maybe here.
We're gonna silent one of them, like the backpacks that for weed killing and stuff.
Oh yeah, yeah. That's great.
He'll be walking around with like 2 big thermoses full of coffee on his back and a straw. I didn't pay for your coffee. You want to try some of mine? It's way better than theirs. $5 a cup.
Coffee in Amsterdam, yeah. Yeah.
It's cheaper and better.
Okay. So where should we position those? Now I built those two and I don't even know where to position those. There or in the front, but they are too close together. Maybe here. I think they have to be. It's not a lot of space for those. Should have thought about that before.
Turned to Bane drinking all that coffee. That's all right. You don't need a straw. You can just hook it up intravenously. Then you'll be really Bane. Some dinner in me and then get ready for my streams. But thank you for having me on. Thank you all for coming and joining. Thank you all for those 8 likes. And yeah, it was great being on again. Thanks, brother.
Yeah, I appreciate it. Thank you for coming on. Enjoy your meal.
I will see you. I will see you next time.
Bye-bye. Okay, guys. Should we end it here, or do you guys have some additional questions or ideas for the ship or anything like that? We got, just to recap, we built a duplicate of these cannons. We can place them somewhere on the deck still. We also did the side walls and completed them more and more and more with some ports here. And we also did the rear, or I think it's called stern in English, of the ship a little bit more. Should we do something additionally? Do you have any questions? Or should we end it here? Let me know. I'll give it another minute or two. Thank you, Mac. Thank you for leaving a like. Will the ship be populated? That's a good question. Yes, it will be. I have no idea, though, where I put the nano figures, mini figures, micro figures. I don't know what they're called. I think micro figures. It should be somewhere in here, but I don't know where. But yeah, it's basically micro figure scale. It's not mini figure scale. So I actually have to look for these. I don't know where I put these. Anyways, yeah, it will be populated though. Will there be a battle scene? That's also a good idea, and I thought about that because the original idea was to put this into a pretty straightforward build, blue ocean type of kind of space. So my idea is to basically build, I don't know, probably a 32 by 100 stud or something like this surface, and then put like a ton of blue plates, like normal blue plates, literally, in wave form on there to form kind of the ocean surrounding the ship, and then basically put the waves against the side walls of the ship, and then it looks like the ship is actually in the water, and kind of like bury it a little bit in there. But yeah, and then we could have some kind of basically when there's like cannon shots landing in the water, we can make some splashes and stuff like that around it, but probably not with a second ship. So it will probably be just the ship itself, and then a little bit of surrounding, and then some shots landing around the ship, and maybe even a destruction on the ship itself, but no second ship probably. So yeah. Oh, and also thank you to the one subscriber. We're now at 70 subscribers. Randucci subscribed. Very nice. Thank you so much. In case you're still listening. Will there be a battle scene in the movies? The enemy submarine comes up and you see the torpedoes in the water. Oh, Alexandra, you are a genius. I think it is very well possible to build that. Actually, you can use some kind of I guess trans clear, trans dark blue, trans light blue tiles and plates, and then basically kind of simulate that effect by changing the color so it looks like there's something under the water. So maybe I also use a different color than normal blue, but if I'm using normal blue, I would probably use a bunch of white round plates or round studs to kind of simulate some bubbles, and then have those two trails kind of going towards the ship. So maybe we'll do that. Yeah, that's a very good idea. Yeah. No, she's great. She has some really good ideas. Yeah, I think we will actually continue building this. So because now I'm a little bit in the mood, and perhaps next stream we can get the entire sidewalls done of the ship, and then as soon as we have that done, we can then continue with the deck on top, and then the additional, I guess, kind of towers and cannons and everything, and then we should be done. So yeah, this will be for next stream and maybe another video or short, and then after that we'll probably move on with the city, because I need to finish the city before the convention in September. And since there will be probably another 5,000 pieces or so that we have to build, that kind of has a little bit of priority. And then after that, there's only minor to medium-sized work to do with the island mock that I still have and the pirate ship mock. So yeah, thank you guys for watching. And I would say see you on the next one. Bye. How do I end this? There we go. Bye-bye.